Collaboration, it's easy, isn't it? My old boss used to say collaboration or synchronised swimming with sharks. I tend to have a different view of collaboration. Collaboration is an ability for grown-up people to have grown-up discussions without paying lawyers lots of money. We all know the realities of life. The problem is we've fixed ourselves into a structure in the past where we don't have those grown-up discussions. We pass it to the lawyers. And what do we end up doing when the lawyers have given us great advice? We push them to one side, we get around the table and we come up with a solution. So wouldn't it be better if we could start with a solution and then not pay them quite so much money? Historically, how important are relationships to your business? Very important? Okay, so how come we've never ever focused on relationship management? So we took a view, can we get the triggers for relationships into the business? And that's what BS 11,000 is about. Please do not ignore that. It's not a tick box exercise. It's actually cultural change by stealth. What we're trying to do is to get people to do what naturally they'd like to do, but get them to do it as organisations, not as individuals. It's a route map for improving the way you do relationship management. Collaborative working, thousands of different definitions for this, and that's the puzzle for people with a standard. How can we make relationships standard? How many of you are married? 10 years? 20 years? I'm just coming up for 45 years. Although being in the construction industry, I've only been home for 12 of them. Which is probably why it's lasted that long. Okay? This is where the effort gets spent, pulling against each other. This is where the success comes, where if we can work out a way to do it, we can all eat the carrots. The relationship journey: confrontational, compliant, cooperative, collaborative. The standard, very, very simply, understand your objectives, develop the way forward, know your strengths and weaknesses. We're bloody good at telling other people what to do. We're not so good at understanding our own capacity to deliver that. Finding the right partner. One of the contractors that I worked with said, oh, we don't have a problem with finding the right partners, until they mentioned to me that on one particular project they went out into the marketplace for a technical partner and there was only one left in the marketplace, so they partnered with him because they needed him to bid and lost a lot of money on the job. And I just asked a simple question: was there's only one left in the market, why did nobody else want to work with them? Understand you've got the right partners in place. Put the governance together that you need to support this. You're asking people to step out their comfort zone. They're going into new areas of development. They've not been trained for it. They've been trained in command and control. Now you're asking them to trust the guy working next to them. Certain assessor, who's not too far from me, made an observation on one of the assessments I was on. Two planners sitting next to each other, were operating different planning systems and exchanging data with a memory stick. And he said, that doesn't seem very collaborative. I said, well, a year ago they were sitting at opposite ends of the country exchanging that data occasionally through their lawyers. So it is collaborative, it's moving forward. Create additional value. Einstein said, if you're not moving forward, you must be going backwards. So you set up a program, it's got to deliver more than it's set out to, and it will. Maximise the joint potential, continuously working together. And my favourite, the exit strategy. If you don't understand what the end of the game is, how do you set the start points right in the first place? Just to give you some idea of where BS 11,000 is already reaching, many, many more. It's surprising how interesting organisations have become in trying to take us back 2,000 years to where we could actually collaborate together rather than exchange contracts which were contracting for failure. 90% of your contracts that you write are actually designed not to make things happen, they're designed to hold people's feet to the fire when it goes wrong. One thing I will say, certification is an output. It's not an objective. You're doing it because it makes better business. And if you can't see a rationale for it making better business, don't do it. Because you won't convince your teams, your organisations, that BS 11,000 is valuable unless you can put a price tag on it, unless you can put an output to it. We're not selling certification, we're selling business improvement. I told you, it's cultural change by stealth. That's what we're looking for. That's what will bring you value in your organisations.